Hello everyone, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Roma Theory from Bilbao to Bilbao. That is now our motto for the rest of our Europa League, because I think in the round of 16, we have got the hardest obstacle between us and the final. I think the round of 16 is the hardest one. I think the round of 16 is the hardest obstacle. Now, that does not mean that if you go through the round of 16, you're automatically going to win. But as far as I'm aware, from what I have seen in all of Europa League games this season, Athletic Bilbao are a nasty team. Athletic Bilbao are a team that I would have avoided. I would have much preferred Lazio indeed. But look, we're here to react to it. We're here to also give a little comment on yesterday's game. What a game. I love those games. European nights. I mean, nothing tops them. Absolutely nothing tops them. And the concept of playing a season with no European football traumatizes me. Yesterday and so many of other games that we've played in these past years in Europe are the reason our seasons are alive and understanding, because you just breathe different. You breathe different airs. You breathe a different smell in the air as well. So I'm very happy that we won yesterday, and I think Paulo Dybala is with yesterday's performance, even in a Europa League radar, has confirmed that he is the best player in the Italian league, and that not only he's the best player in the Italian league, but he's 10 categories ahead anybody else in the Italian league. Look, let's get into this. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. And let's get into this. Also, before I start, thank you very much to ComAve for sponsoring this video. ComAve is where Roma fans can win exclusive prizes, such as VIP tickets in the hospitality. You can win signed merch. You can have chances and experiences to meet the players. All of this through the world of e-commerce. ComAve is an official sponsor of AS Roma, and all I need you to do is scan that QR code to follow them on Instagram. That's it. You can join their ComAve community, link to the website down below. If you join the ComAve community, you can have a chance, an opportunity to win these prizes. But if you scan that QR code and simply give them a follow on Instagram, it would be much appreciated on my behalf and on their behalf. So please do it. And it takes literally 0 time, 0 minutes, just a scan, and that's it. How are we feeling? I am feeling great, and I am feeling very happy, but I'm also feeling a bit not disappointed. I don't want to transmit disappointment and bad vibes in this. I really am not here to ruin the party, but I am here to analyze this draw. I'm here to analyze this encounter. This is not a match preview. We're not going to speak about the game. This is just a preview of the match preview, what we can expect, and my initial thoughts on the draw that happened today during lunchtime. Now, look, I think it's... I would have avoided this team. Like, let's be real. I would have avoided this team because I see Athletic Bilbao as the favourites to lift the trophy, to win the whole thing. And there are various reasons which make me say this. I think the biggest reason is the fact that they could be playing a final at home at the San Mamés. I think is a massive factor. Like, I think if Bilbao get to the final, it's going to be a 70-30 chance that they lift it, because it's like playing a final at home, despite the fact that it's going to be a 50-50 ground. Imagine playing a Europa League final at the Olimpico. You'd feel more confident. So that's the reason, that's the number one factor which makes me put Bilbao on top. Adding on to that, they've got individual quality. They've got an overall quality. They've got individual players which can change the game. But the thing with Bilbao is that these individual players work well in an overall system, which makes the rest of the player, even if they aren't world-class players, play very well. And number three, which is the number one factor which goes against us in this tie, is that they are playing the second leg at the San Mamés. And I think that's huge. And I think that is absolutely huge. I think that's huge. Had it been the other way around, I'd have been more confident. If we had played the second leg at home, I would have been more confident. But playing in Bilbao, like I've said this already because we did face them in our Europa League this season in the first game week. I've been to Bilbao this summer, and I have been to Bilbao this summer for almost a month, a bit less than a month. I was there for 3 weeks. I was there for 3 weeks to do a volunteering project. Not going to get into that because people don't care. But yeah, I was in Bilbao, and I got a chance, first of all, visiting the San Mamés, and it's an incredible stadium. Number two, I had the chance to breathe the Basque feeling of football, not just the Basque living of life and feeling of life, but the Basque life and how they see football. And again, these are all concepts that I am going to speak about in the dedicated match preview. I had a chance to speak with some people from Bilbao, some Athletic Bilbao fans, and they are one hell of a passionate fan base. We are too. But when when you play in such passionate conditions and circumstances, a second leg away from home completely changes the equilibrium. It completely changes the equilibrium. The San Mamés, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the San Mamés is a ground that all the top all the top teams in the Spanish league failed to win at. Real Madrid lost there this season. Barcelona, I don't think they played in the San Mamés in the first place this season, but last season they struggled to win. It's a ground which, in order for you to win in, you need a miracle. You need an absolute impossible. No, nothing is impossible. But we need the best version of Roma. What I'm trying to say here is that to try and get a result there, you need the best version of Roma that we've seen in a while. And you have to be very careful at home, because of course Bilbao won't be pushing. Of course they'll try to win it, but they won't push to win it. So the pressure is all on you. And I think this scares me a bit. Look, again, I always say, and I am not going to hesitate in saying that if you want to win these trophies, you got to beat them all. If we had been in the other bracket, in my opinion, you'd have to face Bilbao somewhere, because I think Bilbao will get to the final if they qualify against us. I think whoever qualifies in the between Roma and Bilbao have a very good chance of getting to the final, because I think Roma-Bilbao is kind of an anticipated final in terms of quality, in terms of passion, which is why I say it's the obstacle. If you go through the round of 16, again, quarterfinal, semi-final, final, all have their own narrations. They all have different stories and everything. And I'm not saying, please don't misunderstand me in me trying to say that if we qualify against Bilbao, we'll win it. No, that's not what I'm saying. And please don't ever put these words in my mouth. What I'm saying is, if you do eliminate Bilbao, you're putting a big shout to the rest of the teams, because you've knocked out, in my opinion, the favourite to win it. In a stadium, in a second leg in a stadium where not only the Europa League final will be played at, but one hell of a passionate ground. I'm not underestimating anyone. Keife, I'm not underestimating anyone. Fenerbahce in the quarterfinal. Look, I'm going to say it now. If we do qualify and get Mourinho in the quarterfinal, it's going to be a dream. It's going to be a dream. It's what football is meant. Mourinho back at the Olympico. Like, forget who goes through, but just the idea of seeing Mourinho back at the Olympico will make me tear up, and it will make him tear up as well. This Europa League is great. This Europa League is going to be fun. It's been fun against Porto. It was not easy, and we managed to go through. I'm not underestimating anyone, and I actually think that our half of the table is a very complicated one. I don't think there's one clear favorite in that half of the table. But what I will say, and what I will be responsible for saying, is that if you do eliminate Bilbao with a second leg at the San Mamés, you would give a message to the other teams, and it would be a strong message. So yeah, look, I'm not even feeling that well, today. I had a 39 fever today. Yeah, not at all. But yeah, right. Bella Ricky, you can make it. The other thing which I will say, in terms of, because a lot of people asked me the question, would you rather have faced Lazio or Bilbao? And I would have rather faced Lazio. Yes, I would. Of course, a derby in a European stage would have been absolutely chills on another level. But I would have been willing to take the risk of losing, but at the same time also the great advantage of winning a derby, not only to knock Lazio out, but also maybe to be in an easier space. But again, I don't know, because had we faced Lazio, then there would have been high chances that if you do play the final, it would have been against Bilbao. And, I'd rather face Bilbao now than in a final, that's for sure. I don't think anybody wants to face Bilbao in the final. Absolutely nobody wants to. I think Bilbao are the only team themselves, or the only ones who want themselves in the final, of course. You do not want to face a team which has the final at home. So I'd rather face them now, I guess, than in the final. But look, as I said before, bring it on. I'm not scared. I'm nervous, yes, because I think this is a very equal game. If I have to tip it, I would tip Bilbao. At time of speaking, I would tip Bilbao. Then, of course, after the first leg, you can already tie some sums after in preparation to see, whoever gets injured and everything. But as of the 21st of February, I would tip Bilbao, a bit more favorites than Roma in this tie, but not much. I think it's a 55-45% chance, but which pens on Bilbao's side. And the reason which pens it for me is the fact that the second leg is there. Yes, that's the reason for me. Had it been the other way around, I'd have put 55 us and 45 us and 45 them. But it's that second leg which scares me, and due to the fact that that second leg scares me, the first leg you need to try and win with at least a 2-goal difference, because even if you win 1-0 at home, great, good stuff, but it's a very, it's nothing. It's nothing. We've seen it this week. Look at Juventus. They won 2-1 against PSV Eindhoven, went to the Netherlands. The moment the PSV fans started throwing some passion, got the players going, got the players fermented, and Juventus died the second that team kind of opened up. So you need, ideally you would need to win with a 2-goal difference, if not 3. But again, then I'm asking too much. We need to win 2-0, 3-1 at home, and then do an absolute parking the bus mission like we did in Leverkusen 2 years ago in the San Mamés. That's the game plan. That's the game plan for sure. Are you planning on going to Bilbao? Unfortunately, mate, I was planning it today, and then I looked at the calendar and I have an exam the day before and an exam the day after. So, yeah, I mean, it's a midterm exam, but I can't miss it. But look, I'll say it now. If we qualify for the quarterfinals, we'll be there. If it's Istanbul or Glasgow, we'll be there. Yeah, I have a statistics exam the day after and a public law exam the day before. Otherwise, I would have gone 100% because it would have been a great video despite the result, a great experience in a great city, which I already visited this summer, and visit Bilbao because it's great. The last thing which I will say, not the last thing, one thing that I will say now, which again I will then reflect in the match preview, is this. It's very important. This is probably the biggest mistake that we can make. And I said this on Instagram this morning. The biggest mistake that we can make going into this tie is basing our knowledge of Bilbao's quality and of Bilbao's tactics and of how Bilbao play based on that game between us in September, which ended 1-1. Because that game that ended 1-1, like, even if they were the same teams, it's a completely different game. It's a completely different game. Number one, because it's the first game of a European journey of both teams. Number two, it was still in September. Optimal conditions were not there. Number three, we had Juric on the bench, which, again, I'll say it. That was probably one of his best games, but we had Juric on the bench. Number four, it was a game in a European group stage, which is very different from 2 games in the span of 7 days with a second leg at the San Mamés. Number four, Nico Williams in that game played about 20 minutes because he wasn't fit. And number five, in that game, they did not have one of their biggest players, Sanset, an incredible player. He's an incredible player. So I think the biggest mistake that not only the team can make, but also some fans, because I've already seen people go yesterday, especially when everybody on Instagram, on social media was asking Roma fans, would you rather this? Would you rather this or would you rather that? Would you rather Lazio or would you rather Bilbao? I saw a lot of Roma fans go, I'd rather Bilbao because like we've seen in September, we dominated them, we're better than them. That's not true. That's not true, because that game was a very different game, an extremely different game. This game, it's as if we never played them. And it's as if we're in the last rounds of this tournament, because both teams will be aware of the fact that if they do go through, and if they do surpass this round, then they are going to put a big exclamation mark on the Europa League, table. Okay, so the biggest mistake that fans and team can make is underestimating them. We won't underestimate them. No, we won't, because it's not a team that you underestimate. But of course, well, look, I already played against them. I know how they play. I've been dominant against them in that game. It was only a lucky goal made them score that goal. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. That's absolutely not true, because I can at least list you 5 factors which make that game, that first stupid game against them, way different than this one. So, which is ultimately why I say and stick with the idea that I'd have rather face Lazio. Also because I'd have rather face Lazio because Lazio now, I'm not trying to jinx it. I would love to jinx it. I would love to have the power to jinx it. And I don't want to focus on them. This is about us. We control our fate. But, Lazio being on the other side of the half, I'm not saying it's an extremely easy path to the final, but they could get to the semi-final with flippers on, and then 50-50 game in the semi-final, and just like that they could be in a final, because they're playing Victoria Pilsen in the round of 16, Bodo Glimt or Olympiakos in the quarterfinal, and then semi-final against either AZ Alkmaar or Spurs or Ajax or Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm not saying they are going to get to the final, but it's definitely an easier half. Not a much more easier one, but it's definitely easier than our half. I mean, our path is Bilbao in the round of 16, then Mourinho's Fenerbahce or Glasgow Rangers in the quarterfinal, and then Real Sociedad or Man United, I think, or Olympic Lyon or Bucharest in the semi-final. So yes, you've heard it. There could be a chance of seeing a Rome derby in a Europa League final. I don't even want to build a judgment around that, because I know that in order for us to get to the final, we need to win a war. We need to win a war. We need to win a war to get to the final. If we do get to that final, and if it is against Lazio, we will look at it. We will examine it, and we will probably die. But it's not in the top of my mind right now. Absolutely not. My on the top of my mind is Monza on Monday. But you know me, Europa League on top, Europa League priority, passion for the Europa League, revenge for the Europa League, and what the Europa League means, everything. Bilbao is in my mind. Then, step by step. And what a step we have. Because eliminating Bilbao is not a step. It's 3 steps. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bush. Miglior youtuber romanista su YouTube a mani basse, grafiche, impegno nell'editing assurdo. Grazie mille, bello. Grazie mille, mi fa molto piacere. Off topic, but do you think Sule could replace Dybala when he leaves or retires? I don't want to give him that much pressure. But yeah, don't compare Sule to Dybala. But yeah, I mean, I've always said it. I want to keep Sule. I see Sule having a good future with us, but you can't compare him with Dybala. You simply can't. I mean, what Dybala did yesterday in the span of 30 minutes is why he's the best player in the league. And I will never be tired of saying it. It's why people say Thuram. Marcus, if Thuram tries to score the first goal that Dybala scored yesterday, both his knees would have diverged against each other. No. Of course, no, I'm exaggerating. Thuram would have never scored that goal. Technique-wise, Dybala, I will say it, comes on the head of the other 666 players in which form the Italian league. Yes, and I'm not joking. Okay? Right, I'm going to end it here, guys. Have a good one, because I really don't feel well. I have a little fever, so I'll catch you tomorrow. We're playing on Monday this weekend, so match preview tomorrow or on Sunday, but we'll have a chance at chatting tomorrow 100%. I really hope we try to score at least 3 at home and repeat what we did to Brighton last year. You need to be in a strong position always if you play the second leg, yes. But Bilbao ain't Brighton at all. So it'll be much harder to score 4 goals against them. Be honest, can we win the Europa League? I will always say yes to that question. Hard, but I will never say no to it, because I love believing in it. I want to believe it, and I'm sure that we will take our chances. Then, there's going to be a difference between if I think we'll win it and if we are going to win it. But yes, we can win it. Everybody who's here in this stage of the Europa League, apart from Victoria Plzen and Bodo Glimt and Bucharest, can win the Europa League. Because it's a competitive league, it's full of interesting teams, and it's full of interesting teams that, compete against each other. We will see surprises, we will see certainties. So yes, why not? And I think every Roma fan needs to believe in the chance. Rangers will give Fener a tough test as well, absolutely. How deadly would a showdown versus Mourinho and Kobe? I would love it, though. I would absolutely love it. I would love it. I you know how much I love that man. I would love his return. To actually say thank you to him for once. What happened with the pigs of Porto fans? Oh man, the Porto fans yesterday, they were wild. Go watch the stadium vlog, because they were absolutely wild. Incredibly bad behavior from those fans. They started fighting the security guys because they wanted to have a go at Roma fans, and literally in the video I filmed, in the first 5 seconds of the vlog, because I put the clip in the little introduction, you can see one of those Porto Ultras having a kicking a steward in the face. I don't know how that man's alive. Go and watch that video because it was mental. And they weren't even much. Like, Eintracht Frankfurt a few weeks ago, compared to Porto fans yesterday, were like 20 times more. But yeah, like very bad and toxic fans yesterday. Right, I'm gonna catch you soon. Hit the like, subscribe, 100 likes on the video, please do it. Go watch the Stadium vlog, scan the QR code over there, no, over there. To follow ComAve on Instagram. If you follow them, you will be inserted in a chance to be, placed in giveaways and stuff. So please do it. Thank you to ComAve for sponsoring this video. And yeah, love you all. Forza Roma sempre. Simo.